So, hello, friends. I'm back with another continuation of our series of understanding our life and enjoying it thoroughly. So, last time we had discussed that each one of us has an outer world and an inner world. Both are very important for us to experience happiness in its truest sense. Our inner world comprises of our possessions and worldly achievements, and our inner world represents our inner rhythm or chaos that we are experiencing depending on our emotions, thoughts, and beliefs we have been carrying or have been brought up with. And to make it simpler, let me make it more easy for you. So our world comprises of four main parts. One part represents our wealth corner, the money part. Very, very important. And that's where most of us, give our attention to. Second part is our health corner, both physical and mental. Third part is our relationship corner. That is, it represents the emotions we experience while being in relationships, be it with our parents, friends, or others. And the last part is the spiritual aspect. That is how mature we are spiritually or religiously inclined. So our life actually is made up of all these four important parts. And keep this in mind while we discuss another important thing, which is actually the topic of the day. So coming to ambitions, is it wrong to be ambitious in life? Of course not, because that's what we have been discussing, right? That we have to be prosperous. God himself has granted us the permission. And to become prosperous, we all know that ambitions are needed. Because if ambitions are not there, we'll be dead. We'll be like without ambition, like a ship without sails. And our lives would also drift like the ship aimlessly as per the directions of the wind and the tides that we encounter. So then you may wonder, then why ambitions are considered bad? Why our parents are always talking and telling us to keep our ambitions in check and be grateful of things that we have been provided with? Yes, gratitude is very important, is very, very essential. But that's not what we are discussing at the moment. And the second thing is that if ambitions are important, then why do sometimes we feel that being ambitious actually backfires and not give us the happiness we want? Now that's because of two reasons. Now, first reason, if you remember the famous proverb, everything in excess is bad. So actually there is a very thin line between ambition and greed. That means being over ambitious is not an advisable thing. And remember the portion size, as we have to be careful about the quantity of food we consume in order to remain slim and smart in a good shape. In a similar fashion, our ambitions should also not become too big for us to handle and not making us, get diverted in a wrong direction. One may call it overambition, greed, or obsession. They all imply pretty much the same thing. So we have to be the master and keep a control over our ambitions rather than giving in to them and let them play the master and control our lives. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Now coming to the second reason why ambition failed to deliver the happiness that we yearn for. That is because most of the time they are in an imbalance. Now, what do I mean by that? So normally when we talk about ambitions, we consider them synonym with money, wealth, career growth, fame, recognition, social prestige, popularity, smart body shape, and so many things, isn't it? But what's wrong with that? Why not? All these things represent prosperity, and that's what we are looking at. So what's the big deal? Why are we even talking about it? You must be wondering. Oh, there is a good reason for that. That's because all these things that we have mentioned actually represent only a quarter of our world. What about the remaining 3/4 of our world? The other three important aspects of our lives? Have we not forgotten that? Let me make you understand this. So let's talk about health first. So what about our health? We all want to have good health, right? Remember the famous proverb that health is wealth? It's very true. Health is actually wealth because, for example, know that man is happy who is a multimillionaire but bound to a wheelchair. He does not consider himself prosperous and lucky as he cannot walk. Ask him the value of having legs. Similarly, know that man is happy who has a hefty balance in his bank but has very limited life left with him because of the cancer he suffers from. He considers himself a pauper, a failure, because he can't live long to enjoy the money he has with him. So health is actually very important and is fundamental to our survival. Next, coming to relationships. Very important again. So from the moment we are born, we are all living relationships with our parents, siblings, relatives, friends, colleagues, batchmates, in-laws, and so many. Not all of them are important to us, but there are few relationships we hold very close to our heart, isn't it? They are very precious to us, like our relationship with our parents, our spouse, our kids, our close friends. We all need them to feel alive. We need their attention. We need their care. We need their concern. We need to share our life with them on a daily basis. We pretty much need them for our entire lifetime. We pretty much breathe them. They keep us alive. Know that man is happy who is a millionaire, but lives alone. He has no one with him to share his life with. Know that person can perform well professionally, who is an emotional wreck due to a broken relationship he has had, or he's going through a stormy divorce. These are some examples. What I mean to say is that man is a social animal and he needs love, care, sharing every moment of his life. And last but not the least is the spiritual aspect of our lives. Our spiritual growth is important. It represents our relationship with God, our creator or higher being or our higher self or the power of universe. We may all have different names for it. When we are spiritually stagnant, we lose connection with our creator. In fact, by most of the population or most of the religious people, growing spiritually is considered the most important thing, as it has been observed that if one takes care of spiritual growth, it automatically takes care of growth in all the other remaining areas of his life. Isn't it really worth knowing? So for us to be truly happy, there has to be a balance in all the four major areas of our lives. We should have good money, we should have good health, we should have good relationships, we should have divine grace. In this lecture, we by no means say that money is not important in our lives. Money is very important as the other areas of our life. Know that man is happy who has a loving family, has good health, good religious practice, but does not have money to feed his family, provide them with good clothes, nice home, no money for good education for his kids. So money is very, very important, but not the only thing which is important. So it's okay to have ambition, but since it has such a negative tone to it, and sometimes it may represent obsession, we would choose a better alternative which can actually be our tool or weapon to achieve prosperity which God wanted all of us to have. It is the word, to the best of my experience, aspirations. Now, aspiring stands for achieving, whereas being ambitious actually indicates more of accumulations. Aspiring has a positive tone to it, positive ring to it. It means achieving and sharing, whereas ambitions indicate possessing, accumulating, and holding on. And we know that everything in this world is in a flow. So anything which stagnates stinks. And this stagnant energy of word ambition is not our tool for prosperity. Aspiration is a positive word. It's miles away from obsession and possession, which ambitions seem to apply most of the time. So we should aspire to be rich, to be successful, to be loved, to be cared for, and we should aspire to be great. It's for all of us to take, right?